The little boy used the radio batteries and connected them to a homemade fan. As the fan spun faster and faster, the radio actually started making sound. His illiterate father was puzzled, wondering what the principle behind it was. The son proudly declared it was his invention, a wind turbine generator. He said that if he built a bigger one, he could irrigate the parched land and survive the famine. The father, though amused and full of praise, suddenly flew into a rage when he heard the boy plan to dismantle the family's only bicycle for parts. In a fit of anger, the father pushed his son over, smashing the generator, and made him work in the fields from now on. The boy cried helplessly, forced to obey his father. However, the parched land was filled with flying yellow sand, making planting anything a waste of effort. Although he couldn't convince his father, everything seemed ready except for the bicycle's axle. Ozza called his friends, hoping that numbers could persuade their father and that they could also steal the bicycle. But they were still too young. His father's powerful aura not only scolded them all but also nearly beat up his friends. Just as Ozza was about to give up in despair, his wise mother had enlightened his father. If the famine couldn't be overcome, instead of waiting to die, they should trust their son one last time. With his parents' support, Ozza took the bicycle to Jutai and stayed up all night installing the axle. At his father's urging, the villagers came to help Ozza build the support structure. Ozza carried out the assembled generator and placed it next to the well. Then, he carefully lowered the water pump into the water and personally installed the huge windmill on top of the support structure. Ozza meticulously connected the power lines, and as the wind picked up, the fan began to spin, and the generator began to operate normally. Ozza stood atop a high shelf, his shirt billowing in the breeze. He was filled with hope and confidence, believing he could do it. However, the water pump didn't produce any water. Everyone was worried, but Ozza happily climbed down, checked the battery, and said the pump needed to be fully charged. The villagers then began digging, waiting for the water. Finally, a sound rang out. The water pipe emitted a long dormant, intermittent sound like two coughs. Everyone held their breath, and then life truly flowed out. Everyone cheered. His father, overjoyed, hugged him tightly. The villagers dug ditches, allowing more water to irrigate the land. Now, they no longer had to worry about famine. His father glanced at Ozza, regretting his past foolishness, finally understanding the importance of knowledge. Everything was nourished, crops sprouted green shoots, and the vibrant days mirrored the hope in their hearts. This is a true story. The real Ozza went on to graduate school and became someone the village would forever remember. Perhaps we will all face times when we don't receive recognition, but please believe in yourself. Belief is truth.